Free advice. Hello and welcome back to Free Advice. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I think the last one was around Christmas. You can tell from the hat. If it's your first time here, this is the show where you email me some of your questions and I do my best to answer them and give you advice. We're only going to be looking at one question today because it's kind of a big one. All right, let's get going. Hey Kunkin, first off, I love your videos. Thank you. Anyway, my problem is that I am certain I have OCD and misophonia, a hearing sensitivity disorder, but I can't go to a doctor for an official diagnosis. I slowly realized that I had these through quarantine when I was researching what could be causing my motor tics. I learned through doctors and official websites about why I want to slam my head into something when I hear scraping sounds, and why my mind feels uneven when I take more steps on my right leg than my left leg. I very desperately want to get an official diagnosis, but I don't know how to bring it up with my mother. She would have to take me to the doctors as I am a minor and also haven't bothered to get my driver's license. She will just think I am being overdramatic because she had facial tics for a couple months but grew out of them, and me having OCD, or commonly disregarded misophonia, is out of the question. She thinks I will grow out of mine, even though mine are way more severe, and I have had them since I was 3. Any advice on how to ask my mother to take me to get a diagnosis? It's not bad for a first try. Thank you so much for your question. First of all, I just want to highlight that OCD and misophonia are hard enough things to deal with on their own, and the fact that you're dealing with both is a challenge. So I think already you are very strong for having to deal with both of those ailments. And you deserve some credit for that. Whether it's officially diagnosed or not, it's probably really tough to go through, and you putting up a fight deserves credit. So from reading this email, it sounds to me like your main adversary here is your mom. Through the phrasing of what you wrote, it sounds like your mom is standing in the way of you getting the help you need. So we have to figure out a way of how to get around that roadblock. Because her not believing in what you're going through is tough, but at the same time, like you mentioned, you still need her help in order to get to the doctors. Now, I usually don't advocate for lying, but if you can get your mom to take you to the doctors for a different reason, like maybe a regular checkup or perhaps something else goes wrong, if you can get your mom to get you into the doctor's office and then you meet with the doctor on your own, then you could hypothetically come to him with these more serious ailments. Like, I'm not saying you lie to your mom, but if you one day have like an earache and you want to go see a doctor about your earache, you could have your mom take you there, and when you're there, maybe bring up to the doctor that in addition to the earache, you have OCD traits or misophonia traits, and see what he recommends then. And if you do decide to have an earache, make sure you communicate to your doctor why you didn't go through your mom, because your doctor should be there to help you, and hopefully they will understand if you communicate to them why you jumped through extra hoops to do that. But if you don't feel like lying to your mom, then I think your other option is to try and convince her. Because it sounds to me like your mom might be assuming that you're being overdramatic because she went through something and she got over it. So she's assuming that if you're going through something, you can get over it too. Which is just not how that works. Because you're not being overdramatic. These things are causing you pain and stress, and it's okay to want to have that looked at. So you say that your mom had facial tics, but if you can try to explain to her that what you're going through is actually causing you distress and it's not something you can work through, then maybe she'd be more inclined to take you to a doctor and get that looked at. You have to get her to understand that what she went through and what you went through are not the same. If she had facial tics and you had facial tics, then it would make sense why she would be relating those things. But from what you've told me, you are going through something entirely different. And your mom needs to recognize that you can't compare struggles. It's always tough when your parents don't cooperate with you, because if you're a minor, they're in charge. It sucks when you have to rely on someone who doesn't empathize what you're going through. So I hope you can get your mom to understand what you're going through, and if not, then I hope that you having an earache works in order to get you into the doctor's office. Again, I'm not explicitly telling you to lie, but I hope you get the help you need whether your mom knows about it or not. I'll be rooting for you at the very least, so good luck. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of Free Advice. I know this was kind of a short one, but it's very early in the morning. If you have additional advice you think would help this person, please leave it in the comments below and they'll be able to scroll through them. And if you have problems you think I can help you with, then send an email to kunkendastner@pm.me and you might be featured in the next episode. This is the weirdest smoothie I've ever had. Like, it's good, but it's also not good. I don't know what I did. All right, that's all from me. Stay safe. Bye.